games and exclusives, and he basically said that Xbox is broke. That
What
they
is you talking about, man? It says it right here. Microsoft CEO says being an Xbox player means playing games on all your devices. What does this have anything to do with Microsoft going broke? Do you understand that Microsoft is worth way more money than Sony and Nintendo combined together? And you out here saying that Microsoft is broke.
are just completely out of cash, and this
What are
new
you out
initiative.
of cash? You hear this, guys? Microsoft is out of cash. You know what, man? You can say a lot of things about Microsoft. You could even go as far to say that the Xbox brand is dead. But to go as far to say that Microsoft is broke, you ponies is grasping for straws now at this point.
Of
I mean, it's
X,
crazy, man. These ponies want to come out the woodwork because Astrobot, the little robot that could, the game that should have been chosen at the Kids' Choice Awards, not the Game of the Year. Even you ponies know it should have been Black Myth Wukong. Y'all know it. That game actually sold worth a damn, while your game only stayed at 1.5 million.
Xbox Anywhere. The whole idea is putting Xbox games onto Nintendo Switch, onto PlayStation 5, just anywhere that can actually make their money back.
Oh,
And
well, that's funny because Sony's doing the same thing with PC. How about that game Lego Horizons? The funny thing is, when Sony decides to do the same thing Microsoft does, it's not as successful. Have you noticed? I mean, they drop games on PC, most of them barely sell. Nobody cares about PlayStation games. If anybody needs to expand their catalog, it's Sony.
I wanted to talk about this because a lot of Xbox fanboys seem to be incredibly betrayed, incredibly pissed, incredibly disappointed.
I'm hurt, man. I don't want the AirPod no more, man. I'm hurt. I'm gonna trade it in for the lousy PS5 Pro. There ain't no games for it, even though we got Stalker 2, Indiana Jones, Avowed coming out next year, man. I just want to trade in my AirBox for a PS5 Pro just so I could play some remasters and remakes.
I want to take a look at a bunch of that because
Come on,
honestly,
man.
I don't blame them. If you've been playing Xbox now for decades, you had the OG last couple of years, and it seems like a lot of Xbox fans are not exactly pleased about it because this guy is definitely just in it for profit margins. He's in it for investor meetings.
Oh yeah, a multi-trillion-dollar company's only here to make money. I mean, I think that's the whole purpose of business, right? Is to make money off your consumers. I think that's the strategy for every single business that's out there, including the one you like, Sony.
Kind of guy who, no offense to this dude, he doesn't really seem like a gamer. I don't think he knows what
I don't think anybody plays games. If anybody plays more games, it's Phil Spencer. I mean, the dude got about close to 100,000 gamer score. I can't say the same thing about Awatao Yoshida. Come on, man. Let's just be honest, bro. And the funny thing is, it doesn't matter because we already know why they're in this market in the first place, which is to make money off dumb consumers like you. And unfortunately, Sony's having a hard time doing so.
War is, which is fine. There's a lot of people that are at the tippy top of companies who don't fully understand all the inner workings of it. But he said essentially that they are happy with how the Activision Blizzard deal went. Obviously, Microsoft bought them for immediately put Call of Duty on PlayStation. And it's been selling like crazy on PlayStation.
Yeah.
I think the numbers are that 83% of all the copies of Black Ops 6 were actually sold on PlayStation 5.
Yeah, because you guys have no other option but to buy the game. But what's even more ironic about that, what about the games like Silent Hill 2 and Astrobot? The same game that won the Kids' Choice Awards. Because let's just be honest, guys, that game did not deserve Game of the Year. It should have been Black Man Wukong, and you people know it. Even some of the most diehard PlayStation fans are saying it. But at the end of the day, man, it still won Kids' Choice Awards, for all the kids that probably, the kids didn't even play it. I should have said, I should call it the what is it? The man child, because only man children really went out there and bought. I'm not discrediting the game. I'm just telling you that obviously there's some, Jeff Keighley was doing some stuff behind backstage to get you guys that game, because he's seen that y'all was disappointed with Marvel Spider-Man 2, and he's like, you know what, man, I gotta make sure we get one for you dudes, man. I'm about to do some, mischievous acts behind backstage. And we don't know the means to that, but just use your imagination. You could probably assume what Jeff Keighley was doing in those back rooms.
which is a astronomical amount of cash. And he said,
But I
okay,
thought you said it was going broke, though.
we're going to be doing that going forward. We're going to keep doing that. That is our new strategy. That going forward, it's about being able to enjoy Xbox on all your devices. Now, he doesn't say the word PlayStation 5, but it's very obvious what that means. And we're going to take...
No, it's not obvious. The only thing we know that Microsoft's going to put games on PlayStation on a case-by-case basis. See, this is where your feelings are taken in. It's so funny that you guys say that Xbox has no games, but yet you guys are buying and supporting Xbox games over your own titles. And yet, for some reason, you guys think that PlayStation is going to stay afloat when they're not buying their games. So Microsoft was right. Everything is an Xbox.
look at some leakers that essentially said that they have to put stuff on PlayStation in order to make their money back. But this is Destin Legary. Obviously, he's the host of one of the biggest Xbox podcasts, Xbox. There are no Xbox exclusives. There is no red line.
There's no PlayStation exclusives. There's no red line. Remember when they said that, oh, they will get Detroit Become Human. They will never get Spider-Man or God of War. Look what happened. Look what happened. So what red line is there for Sony? Because the last time I checked, Sony has also bent that same knee that you guys keep pointing towards Microsoft. And you just admitted that it doesn't even say Sony. They just said on other that could be PC, that could be everything else besides PlayStation. And yet for some reason you guys want to still hold on to this narrative that you're getting Xbox games, which is fine. I don't personally care. The whole problem is that the fact that you want to say that Xbox is dead, Xbox is broke. What are you talking about, man? Microsoft has far more money than PlayStation and Nintendo altogether.
Halo, Gears of War, Forza, Fable, every single game.
Oh, really? You know, the same games that you guys say that are trash, 7 out of 10 games. Y'all don't remember? The same people that said Xbox ain't got no games, but it seems like they got games when they drop on your platform, Tubby.
Coming to PlayStation. It's just a matter of time. It's not about...
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. All PlayStation exclusives drop on PC, and there's really no reason for a PlayStation besides Grand Theft Auto 6. I mean, it's only a matter of time,
It's about when. He's not saying anything that has been heard first.
The fact that PlayStation fanboys talk about this more than Nintendo gamers goes to show you that you guys are bending the knee also. You guys allowed Sony to put games on PC, and you guys want to sit there and still say that they're exclusive. How is it exclusive if it's on another platform?
I really don't know why anybody would buy the next Xbox. He said console innovation. They aren't leaving hardware behind. I mean, this feels like the last desperate grab that people can say now.
And the desperate grab that you have is Xbox is dead every single video, so you could pay your rent at this point.
Well, it's not like the Xbox is being deleted. It's just irrelevant. I mean, there will still be Xbox.
It's so irrelevant, but yet you was enjoying Indiana Jones on the Xbox Series X before it's even getting a PS5 release, which is even more funny because you bought it because you played it 3 days early for your review. So you bought it on Xbox Digital, and then you're gonna buy it again on PlayStation 5. What are you talking? You giving Microsoft more money? What are you talking about?
Consoles. It's just that it'll basically be a third-party device, like buying a Sega console, which...
that's what PlayStation has become. That's what PlayStation has literally become, a third-party box. The only company that can sit there and say that we're exclusive is Nintendo.
All of its games on every other platform. Now, what do we have next year? So, this is something from the founder of Xbox era, Special Nick. This guy, he has been, in my opinion, I like his opinions. We're going to take a look at this because he is a guy who I think has a very reasonable take where he likes Xbox, he's been a big Xbox fan, but he's also far enough away now where he can kind of just analyze their business
But that ecosystem heart is still the console. Yes, that is true.
And he says, nobody has an issue with Xbox everywhere. They never did. I am seeing a lot of Xbox people down in the comments basically saying, this is it. Guaranteed if Steam releases a console, PlayStation will stop putting their games on Steam because all they care about is trying to get those first day one exclusives. Yeah. So I think that Xbox is in a very strange spot because for the last couple of years, they're fanboys. A lot of the messaging, even from the top, people like Phil Spencer, has been the idea that things are about to be great. I think a big reason there is
Yeah, and things have been getting greater. I mean, some people would say Black Ops 6 is the best Call of Duty uh, for a while. I mean, like I said, what do people want? Sony's doing the same thing. They're putting all their games on PC, bro. Now you guys can sit there, well, they're not putting them on Xbox, but does it really matter, bro? You still could buy it on a platform. That's not gonna get a PC gamer to want to buy a console now. And if they do, they're only buying it for Grand Theft Auto 6, which is probably gonna be capped at 30 FPS. So what point are you people proving? Oh, we get to play Fable 8 years down the road. Really? Some people want to play the game now. Some people don't want to wait 8 years of their life, especially considering that most of you dudes are 50 years old. Think about it. You're waiting for games, 8 to 10 years for games, and you're 50 years old, bro. You need to go get an Xbox. You don't have time to wait anymore. You might as well buy one right now so you can enjoy their games. But you got people like this, people like Porter Rock that are 50 years old, they'll wait 10 years just so they can play Gears Ultimate Edition on their PlayStation console. It's ridiculous. And even if it comes 1, 2, 3 years, bro, you're old. You don't even have time to wait. Do you guys understand how long that is to wait for a game that you want to play? You guys can't even argue that you don't like these games, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be talking, oh, we're getting the Halo, Gears, Forzas, and all that. You wouldn't even be talking about them. Do you hear Nintendo gamers talk about how they signed the Call of Duty deal and they're excited to play Call of Duty? No. That's just an added bonus. They still buying their Mario parties, bro. See, that's the problem with PlayStation gamers. You guys are really just Xbox gamers in disguise.
such a die-hard community of Xbox.
But I go as far to say that you guys are worse because you guys picked up the wrong. You know what's funny? I'm going to tell you something. PlayStation dudes picked up the wrong platform. It is what it is. Xbox dudes ain't pick up the wrong platform because they know what they getting out of it. The Halo, Gears, and Forza, Ninja Thought I Told You. They know what they getting. And they getting it first through the Xbox ecosystem. Now, what you PlayStation dudes, on the other hand, you guys didn't pick up the right system. You don't care about Astrobot. You don't care about a lot of those games that dropped on your platform. But instead, you care about Xbox games. You asked me what's stupid, picking up a PS5 expecting to get all these Xbox games, or if you just went out and got an Xbox and played them day and date through Game Pass Ultimate through the subscription service. You're still giving Microsoft your money regardless, no matter what you're playing on. While your games like Killzone, Infamous, while those games become extinct and sent to the PlayStation graveyard, I can't even play a game like Astrobot because that game would make me cry, seeing all the likeness of all the PlayStation games that I remembered and remembering that they all died. You know what I'm saying? It should be called Astro's Graveyard. No, it should be called PlayStation's Graveyard of all the beloved franchises that Sony has abandoned that they don't want to make no more. That game was sad, man. When I played Astro's Playroom, it made me realize, man, look how bad PlayStation has become.
Fanboys specifically is that underdog effort. It's a bunch of psychology about the fact that people love to cheer on the person that's almost winning, right? They like to actually say, hell yeah, this team was down by 10 points, they came back and they managed to just barely win, and the crowd goes wild. And I think a lot of people have been feeling that about Xbox.
No, they just been playing their games. What are you talking about?
Concept
cheering on the underdog.
We're in a bad place now, but the next Forza, the next big game, the next big Halo, the next big project, Fable's gonna finally get things going. And now to learn that Xbox doesn't care about Xbox, that Microsoft.
Well, apparently PlayStation don't care about Sony because they ain't locking those games to their platform. They're dropping all those games with PC in mind in the inevitable future.
It's considered a subdivision, the same way they treat Microsoft Word or an Excel spreadsheet. They don't actually care about the games or the platform.
They don't care about the games on the platform. That's why they released Indiana Jones first on Xbox, and you people on PlayStation gotta wait for it.
Obviously, the console itself. Now, let's get into the leaks, because this is something that is going to PlayStation 5. The ones that don't go to PlayStation will be the rare exceptions. Even Halo, Forza, Gears of War games commonly associated with the Xbox brand.
But you just said, hold on. That's a contradiction. Hold on. See, I'm really good at reading between the lines. You said Xbox exclusive console games will be the exception, which is Halo, Gears, and Forza. Those games would be the exception of that rule, wouldn't you? I mean, I'm not saying if it does go, I don't care. The point is, when you read this, Xbox exclusive console games will be the exception rather than the rule moving forward. Then that means Halo, Gears, and Forza wouldn't be coming, right? According to your own logic, because those would be the Xbox, Microsoft owned properties that they have full control over, right? You know what I mean? Bro, it's so easy to break y'all logic, bro. It's absolutely pathetic. I mean, even you admitted, oh, we don't know if it's coming to PlayStation. You just said that at the beginning of this video, and yet you guys are expecting Xbox games to drop on your platform. I want Gears and Halo to go to PlayStation. I personally don't care. I'm sick and tired of looking at my PS5 and playing nothing but third-party games because Sony's not offering me anything. I'm sorry, bro. Sony has no future. Even your own audience don't even care about your games. That's why they review bombing them and talking crap about Intergalactic, because nobody wants those games from PlayStation. But instead, you want these good old Xbox games, huh?
Are not off the table.
If your laundry needs some
Unbelievable.
So with Microsoft, they're at a point where, yes, if they kept stuff exclusive, it would measurably sell Xboxes.
That's not necessarily true. I feel like the only games that would have been able to do that would be Call of Duty, but that wouldn't have been good for the market, right? And that's probably where the shareholders came in and said, hey, no, we got to put this on PlayStation because that will completely destroy the competition. If anything, there's documents stating that Microsoft wanted to make Call of Duty exclusive for their platform, but the shareholders forced them to put it on PlayStation. So you can't sit there and say that Microsoft wasn't coming over to completely annihilate Sony. And they kind of were. It's just, like I said, the shareholders got into play. Now, for Sony, the reason why you're putting your games on PC, because PlayStation ain't making no money. That's what it is. And they're trying to recuperate all the lost money of putting these $400, $500 million budgets into these games that even their own PlayStation audience don't even want. We don't even know if Intergalactic is even going to sell with all the negative controversy that game's got.
Favorite games in 2024, and I put it in my top 10 list of top 10 best games of the year, was Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Oh,
that
wow. And what platform did you enjoy that on first, huh?
So good. It is so charming. It is so freaking fun. If that was an Xbox console exclusive, not Game Pass, not anything, if there was old school Xbox where you bought your damn games, that would sell consoles.
No, it wouldn't. No, I'm going to disagree. No, it wouldn't. Because at the end of the day, you guys are still talking about how the game didn't sell, how there's not that many people playing it on Steam. Now, I do think people are playing it. I think the adamant gamer, I've heard, are enjoying the game, even though I can't stand all the puzzles, but I've never said that it's a bad game. The gameplay is quite good. I just don't like the pacing of it. These are things that I've stated, right? Just because I don't want to do puzzles after puzzles after puzzles doesn't necessarily mean that the game is bad. I can be subjective in this, right? It's just not for me. It is what it is. So at the end of the day, according to Pony Guy over here, that, hey, Indiana Jones is good. And what platform did you enjoy that on, buddy? The Xbox, right? And you enjoyed it first on this platform, to the point where you picked the game up 3 days early, and when they drop it on PlayStation, you're going to go and pick up that game again. You ponies are stupid, bro. You guys talk about how we PlayStation fans, but I don't hear you guys talk excitingly about your games. You guys always talking good about Xbox games. You would be bashing this game if it was an Xbox exclusive. Let's not lie to ourselves, bro. You would be bashing this game. The only reason why you hyped up for it, because it is a good game, which you like, and it's dropping on PlayStation at a later date.
Down that hill that all it takes to sell consoles is good exclusives.
That's not true. That's not true, because PlayStation, to some, you know what? Astro Bot is a great game. It isn't. I actually want to go pick up the game, but not for the $60 that Sony's selling it for. But it is a good game, guys. Astro Bot is a good game. But guess what? That didn't push no hardware sales. What are you talking about? Astro Bot won Game of the Year. And it didn't push PlayStation. Black Myth Wukong did better on PC than it did on PlayStation. So what are you talking? Helldivers 2 did better on PC than it did on PlayStation. They're still playing it. What are you talking about? Oh, good games push consoles. Well, if that's the case, then it seems like they're pushing more PCs, because PC gamers are playing those games more than you guys are. What are you talking about?
There was obviously that quote from Phil Spencer where he said, no matter how good Starfield is,
thank you.
Get you to sell your PS5 device.
Thank you. I'm happy that you even decided, because how many times I keep bringing this up in my video of it doesn't matter. The only game, you know what pushes console? Grand Theft Auto 6 exclusive to Xbox. Grand Theft Auto 6 exclusive to PlayStation. That will most definitely will. But when it comes down to exclusives, it just doesn't work no more, bro. We don't live in that type of era. And that's why I keep trying to bring up this quote. You guys took this quote and ran with it and said, oh, Microsoft can't compete because they don't have the games. But I tried to tell you that has nothing to do with it. You're not going to force people to buy an Xbox no matter how good Gears of War is. GTA 6 could be the most woke, controversial game we ever had, and the game is still going to outsell everything because the name of the power of that game is what's going to get people to buy it. This is what you people don't understand. These people are comfortable enough of picking up and playing the same games over and over again. They don't care about your exclusives. They don't. You people are stuck in the 90s, bro. Grow up.
Now, everybody laughed at that time because that's such a stupid quote. Obviously, we're not...
No, it's not a stupid quote because I still stand by that. Nobody's picking up a PlayStation for exclusives. Why do you think Rebirth flopped?
Telling you that Starfield has to be so amazing that people are going to quit playing PlayStation, but Xbox seems to very vocally and publicly admit the fact that they no longer care about good games. They don't care about big exclusives.
They don't care about big... Microsoft doesn't care about good games, and yet you're playing Indiana Jones, what you said happened to be a good game. Bro, you ain't nothing but a hypocrite, bro.
It is just about making the money back on what they've already invested, which is just...
And that's what Sony's doing by putting their games on PC, but unfortunately, they're not having as much success as Xbox.
Such a baffling pivot. Now, next up,
nobody wants PlayStation games.
People are very much in a spot. It's about enjoying games on all devices. Xbox is gone in the typical sense. If you're here still trying to get exclusives, big hype, big trailers that don't have a PlayStation logo at the end of it, it's over.
What do you mean? What do you mean by it's over? Huh?
I'm not going to pretend the PlayStation 5 is cheap. I'm not going to pretend the PlayStation 5 is, free or whatever like that.
I mean, you call people broke, but you the same person that ripped your girlfriend for an old PS5 Slim, right? Which is even funny because the Slim is actually probably better than the Pro.
I still say that it definitely seems like soon, if your options are to buy an Xbox Series X, which is $500, or to buy a PlayStation 5, which is $500, I think it's pretty wise, it's pretty obvious that you should probably go with PlayStation.
No, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to disagree because you're getting all the games provided to you by Microsoft through Game Pass Ultimate. You got dev mode, you got backwards compatibility with free enhancements. I have the whole PlayStation 1 and 2 catalog through dev mode. What are you talking about, bro? There's way more value with the Xbox than what you're getting with PlayStation. That's facts, bro. You can't even emulate games from the PS1 and the PS2 generation. And you guys want to sit there and talk about Xbox ain't worth nothing. I mean, right there alone should be enough for a pony to pick up an Xbox. I could play more PlayStation games on my Xbox than you can on your own PlayStation.
Obviously, save up and get a PC where things are pretty damn good and graphics are definitely more customizable and you can mod everybody have big old watermelon.
And nobody cares about your PS5 games, bro. See, this is what you don't understand. This is where Sony is in trouble. The fact that Astrobot, no matter how good that game was, right? It should have won Kids' Choice Awards. It won Game of the Year, only selling 1.5 million.
But I still am surprised to see the death of Xbox finally happening.
Hey, bro, this man will say anything to make him feel like he's right, bro. While Lego Horizons is also originally planning to drop on Xbox, which would completely go against that red line code that you PlayStation ponies keep talking about. Microsoft bent the knee, Sony bent the knee. There's no difference. We don't know how far Sony's willing to go with this, man. But I tell you one thing, if Xbox dudes buy that Lego Horizons, expect more PlayStation games to come to Xbox. I mean, Rebirth, a lot of the Final Fantasies are coming, even the ones that were exclusive that Sony paid for, okay? Like 16 are going to be dropping on Xbox. So what exclusivity are you talking about here, buddy? Oh, but they don't own it. Square do. Oh, now I didn't want to sit there and say Square owns it. But when the game was locked to PlayStation, Sony owned it. right? See, you people ain't nothing but a bunch of hypocrites, man. Sony did put some money down on that game, 16 and Rebirth. They put money down on those games, and those games are gonna drop on Xbox. See, at the end of the day, man, all you console dudes is doing is fighting about a console exclusivity. Everything is timed exclusive. It is what it is. Exclusives don't matter. Phil Spencer was right. You guys was all wrong. Because even the PlayStation dudes that want to sit there and change, you want to talk about Xbox dudes change the narrative, but you guys are changing the narrative more than anybody. Because Xbox One dudes, we had games coming to PC, right? So that's already third party, right? But you PlayStation dudes, you never thought that Sony would put Spider-Man. You never thought they would put God of War on PC, and they did. And that's why you're hurt, and that's why you hate Xbox, because you hate Xbox because you feel that they're putting these ideologies and these practices in the gaming industry that's forcing Sony to be as bad as what they are. When unfortunately Sony's just being bad because they just don't have the games no more. That PS4 generation is over. We're starting a new generation, and I think people are starting to see right through Sony's practices. Intergalactic, but Marathon, come on, Marathon's already a failure. The game is already a failure. That flopped. Any other game that Sony got coming out is probably Wolverine might do a little damage, but that's it. I mean, what else do y'all really got? Y'all don't really have much, man. All the games is on Xbox, and people know it. So you want to sit there and say, well, these games coming to PlayStation on the late. Well, some people might want to play these games now. And the only way you could do that is through an Xbox. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. And like I said, ponies, the same dudes that said Xbox have no games are the same people that say Xbox. Well, they don't even say Xbox has games. They only call them games when they drop on PlayStation. The irony of the situation.